Hello everybody, this is Allie with Mystic and the Monk, and this recording is for a follow-up for contemplation for our meditation class on the Heart of Courage, which is a follow-up to my presentation on the new moon for Lionsgate. And we're going to focus on what it really means to embody the energy of this last new moon, which was the combination of a new moon where we're planting intentions. We are contemplating a desire that we want to really embody and manifest a new reality with a vibration that we're committed to and an intention that we would like to begin to live. So I want to get into what it means to really embody the energy of Lionsgate when you imagine every year on the time frame around August 8th, which is the heart of the lion sign in the astrology, the Leo energy. Leo is big and beautiful and heart-centered and courageous. And so our contemplation today is really going to be focused on what does it mean to live with the courageous heart of a lion and yet have our heart be so open that we're unafraid of walking with our heart truly exposed to the world, because we know that inner balance is lined up within us so that we embody this heart of courage. I want to just open this discussion today with a few breaths, and let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Really letting go whatever you've been holding that isn't serving you. I'm going to give you a few moments to really center yourself so you can let these words sink in deeply today. Bring your mind down to the level of your heart. And imagine your heart expanding. Any fear or anxiety just kind of gets pushed out with this new feeling that you're claiming. I'm going to live with the strength of my heart instead of the weakness of my hurt or painful heart. I'm going to really imagine, what does it mean for me to live with the heart of courage? What does it mean for me to start thinking about really being honest, self-honest? Am I living with my hurts? Am I living with my fears? Am I living in tomorrow and what might not work out? All of these things keep us from the true essence of our heart. Feel me breathe with you. What does it feel like to feel exactly what your heart feels in this moment? Just go there. Dropping deeper into yourself. Letting go of fear. letting go of worry. Breathing in deeply. And letting go of any pain body that maybe in this moment you don't need to carry at this moment, because you're here with me and we're focused on bringing that goodness back. Maybe in some ways you don't know how to reach it that often, but for this purpose right now with me in contemplation, getting ready to really talk about how do we get deeper into our courage, our bravery, and not just about being brave, but how do I be focused enough to not go into my habitual patterns where I grab my hurt before I grab my joy. Really think about that. You know, we tend to live in a story, and that story is a badge of courage sometimes, right? We want to tell people how we've survived all this pain that has been our life, all this disappointment that has been our life. And so it becomes this diatribe that we feel is our badge of courage, but it's not. Our badge of courage is really our willingness to let go of the story that has made us who we think we are, and what it really ends up being when it's a pain body story. And a lot of people don't really realize that their story, when they're retelling their past, is often a pain body story. Keep dropping down into your heart. Feel my words. And breathe. So where have you been living a pain body story instead of a life-giving story? Tonight, I'd really love to share with you a new way. And living with a heart of courage, you become an uplifter. Because even in the experiences that are negative, there's something good in that moment that you can choose. Even if it's that you just like to buy really comfortable shoes, and that's the only thing in that moment you can hold on to and get comfy in your shoes in whatever else the storm is throwing at you. It seems very Pollyanna, right? It's like, you're way too positive for me, Allie. But the truth is, if that sounds way too positive for you, then you've gotten way too deep in a negative patterning mindset where your needs are not going to get met, and you're not going to be safe or taken care of in the experiences that maybe we would deem as hurtful, painful, loss-oriented. You know, life happens and we have disappointment. And living with our heart of courage doesn't mean that what we may consider or the world may consider as the worst possible scenario happening. That within that we can't rise into our best self. And if we want to be able to rise into our best self when things get really rough, then we're probably not going to be able to have the tool set or the mindset to be able to really gather our senses when it feels like things are falling apart. So the work needs to be done in the mundane times, the times when, things are just sort of everyday. And yet in that everydayness, we're still looking at, who pissed in your Cheerios that morning. I was talking to somebody about their beautiful new place the other day, and they made sure that they let me know all the reasons why it's also not good, even though they manifested this beautiful place, even a luxury apartment that they ended up getting on Section 8 housing. And it's really all around was a miracle. And this person is such a good manifester. And also manifested the exact apartment that he wanted in that building. Really amazing, considering that he's sliding into base on low-income housing. And the place is literally brand new. He's the first tenant. It has views, it has upgrades. It's really deemed in the luxury realm, and they had to make part of it as low income. And he was a lottery winner, and he got exactly the apartment that he had asked for. He looked at the building and got the apartment that he wanted. And it wasn't the first time that he got an apartment in a new building situation. But with all the joy that he had about this new place to live, he also was playing in the realm of how much stress it was causing him to manifest his desire, and how much he was expected to, the drawbacks, expected to pay for this and that, which were kind of little normal fees. He just didn't have them in his last low-income situation. And this is just a good example of where have you manifested something really amazing, and then had the nerve to the universe to complain about it. And I think that it's not to isolate this person or shame this person, because I really saw myself in the negative story of sometimes how I'm talking about how I'm really living a miracle. And then I have the audacity to share what's not miraculous about it. This is a time, as we're still in that building moon phase, to really look at, am I living in the Lion's Gate, this once a year event that really calls us energetically? We're supported during that time through the heart of Leo, always in August, and the star Sirius, the way they line up, to manifest miracles and to live in that heart of knowing that you actually have manifested a true miracle in your life. And are you staying in the vibration of that miracle? Are you staying with the joy of the success, the elation. When we celebrate the things that we have manifested that have truly gone right in our life, when we celebrate that, then we're living in alignment with what's honestly our true nature. And we're stepping into that plane of existence that life becomes a series of major and mini miracles all the time. But our mind often drops away because we haven't trained it. And that's why I love what we're doing in our meditation, our moon meditation group. It's really a coaching, accountability group that says these energies are coming up right now. This is what's going to be coming your way. And how are you surfing them? And are you training your mind to experience life through joy instead of pain? So today, as you prepare for this Zoom class, this meditation that we are going to be doing in Wakeful Dreamers, really think about, am I telling everybody my negative story? And feel all the times that you've sort of been living below your own standard. And think about how important it is to raise the bar and really understand the relationship between these thoughts that we have about our life and then the feelings that we generate with those thoughts and the responsibility that we hold to keep that really clean and clear and focused. And when I say that, it opens up joy portholes, It opens up a mindset of really wanting to celebrate instead of the drudgery of, well, it's really great, but all these other things are going on and it's just terrible. So I'm trying to be happy about these good things, but these bad things that are happening or have happened, or the scorn that I'm living in from my past, that's really my major part of my story. And so every time I tell you something's good, I need to remind you of how bad it is. And are you slipping into that Debbie Downerness, Have you gotten into a pattern where every time you're telling you're great, you have to, insert into the pattern the skip in the record? You're controlling that trauma loop. And so tonight, we're going to really get into the vibe of where we resonate with more awareness on creating the story that we want to be our reality, and bringing more awareness to habit of dumbing down that high vibe energy with reasons why we don't have a full permission to give ourselves the credit that we have manifested something beautiful, and to not interrupt that happiness with the old stories of who we're angry with, or how we got hurt, or why this didn't turn out as good as it could have, or it's really great but, and lose the story of whatever's not working and step into that heart of courage that keeps the mind strong and clear and aligned. I can't wait to talk to you tonight. And I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I'm so grateful to be working with you every week. And if you're someone who's listening to this and wants to join our meditation moon group, I'll put in a link at the end of the video for you. And I'd love to see you there once you join the platform. That is going to be free. You can message me, Alison-Neville, and ask me how you can start joining our weekly meditation group. We'd love to have you. David and I do a weekly presentation. I work with the new and full moon energies and what that brings to us on the psychic level. And David grounds that and aligns us to a way of living with the ancient wisdoms on the in-between weeks with meditation as well. So we've got a once a week offering that we'd love to have you join us in.